Parashat Hashavua, Acharei Kedoshim. Parashat Hashavua, Acharei Kedoshim. So yesterday, we read all about Acharei, and we learned all about what happens to a Kohen on Yom Kippur. And we heard about Azazel and how they would rid the Jewish people of their avero and put the avero into the animal, and Bnei Yisrael would be forgiven by Hashem. Today we're going to learn about the first part of Parashat Kedoshim, and tomorrow we will learn about the second part. When we're going to start with a story that's going to teach us about the Parsha. When Rabbi Berkowitz sees that his students are well prepared for class, sitting in their seats with a pencil and eraser, he is very happy. The Talmidim are all wonderful boys and make sure to be very well prepared for Cheder each morning. One morning, the Rebbe walked into the classroom while one of the boys in the Sanel was rummaging through his school bag. "Are you not ready for class yet?" asked the Rebbe in a somewhat stern voice. The Sanel hung his head in shame. "I can't find my eraser," he said quietly. "I had it before, but now it's gone. Someone must have taken it from my bag." Rabbi Berkowitz placed the books he was holding on his desk and turned to the rest of the class. "Boys," he said, "I have a very important story to tell you. Listen carefully." Rabbi Yosef Zundel, a big tzaddik who lived in Salant, was forced to travel often for business. In those days, there were no cars or buses. People traveled by horse and wagon. A wagon driver would sit in the front and guide the horses in the right direction. One time in the middle of a journey, the wagon suddenly came to a stop. Rabbi Yosef looked out of the window, wondering what happened. What did he see? He saw the wagon driver climb down from his seat and walk quickly to a field on the side of the road. He watched as the wagon driver filled his bag with hay. Rabbi Yosef understood that the wagon driver was stealing hay so that he could feed his horses. Suddenly, Rabbi Yosef called out, "Someone is looking! Someone is looking!" The wagon driver got very scared. He dumped the bag of hay down on the ground, quickly jumped back into the wagon and rode away. As the horses trotted quickly on, the wagon driver turned around to see if anyone was chasing them, but there was nobody there. He could not spot even one person in the entire area. "Why did you lie to me?" he asked Rabbi Yosef angrily. "Why did you scare me? No one was watching me." Rabbi Yosef answered calmly, "Someone was watching you. Hashem is looking down from the Shemayim the entire time." "Boys," said Rabbi Berkowitz, "Hashem watches everything we do. At times, we may think that he could take something that belongs to someone else when no one sees. Or we may think that it's okay to borrow something without permission if he really needed it, like a pencil or an eraser. But we must remember that this is stealing. The Torah forbids us to take anything, even the smallest thing, without permission from the owner." After recess, when Asano came back to class after playing outside, he found his eraser back on his desk. It says in the Torah, "Do not steal." We must fear Hashem and remember that he is watching our every action and move. When Hashem sees us striving to keep the laws in the Torah, he sets aside for us a great reward in the world to come. Do not take revenge and do not bear a grudge. Love your neighbor like you love yourself. So before we start this, we're going to sing the song Ve'ahavta l'recha kamocha, which we've been singing in our Chagim Zoom. Ve'ahavta l'recha kamocha, ze klal gadol b'Torah. Ve'ahavta l'recha kamocha, ze klal gadol b'Torah. The Torah teaches us it's very important to be very kind to all of our friends. The Torah teaches us it's very important to be very kind to all of our friends. Sing with me. Ve'ahavta l'recha kamocha, ze klal gadol b'Torah. Ve'ahavta Dalareacha kahamocha. Ze klal gadol b'Torah. The Torah teaches us it's very important to be very kind to all of our friends. The Torah teaches us it's very important to be very kind to all of our friends. The Torah forbids us to act unkindly to another person, even if that same person has acted unkindly to us. Reuven needed a certain book in order to look up some information. He went to his neighbor Shimon and asked, "Will you please lend me your book? I'll return it to you as soon as I'm done." "I don't lend out books," said Shimon. "I'm afraid they're going to get ruined." A week later, Shimon's hammer broke. He knocked on Reuven's door and asked, "May I please borrow your hammer for a short while?" "No," said Reuven. "I won't lend you to my hammer since you refused to lend me your book last week." Now, surely Reuven was not aware, but he had committed an Aveirah by refusing to lend his hammer to Shimon. It says in the Torah, "Do not take revenge." Even if a person refuses to help us or lend us something we might need, the Torah forbids us to act the same way with him. This is called taking revenge. It is also forbidden to say, "I won't treat you like you treated me," even though you refused to help me when I needed your help. I will give you what you need. The Torah wants us to be genuinely kind to our fellow Jew. Yehuda asked Yossi, "May I please borrow your pen for a few moments?" Yossi refused. "My grandfather gave me this pen for my birthday. It is very precious to me. I don't lend it to anyone." Several minutes later, Yossi searches his desk for a ruler, but cannot seem to find one. "Hey, Yehuda," he calls out. "May I use your ruler?" "Sure," Yehuda answers with a smile. "I won't treat you like you treated me." Unknowingly, Yehuda has just committed a serious Aveirah. It says in the Torah, "Do not bear a grudge." If your friend has wronged you, do not hold it against him in your heart. In addition, it says in the Torah, "You must love your neighbor as you love yourself." This means that you should not treat your friend in a way you yourself would not want to be treated. You should love your friends and treat them kindly, just as you want others to treat you. All Jews are brothers and sisters, and we must treat each other with love. Do not place a stumbling block. Another commandment in the Torah, which is also based on loving others, is do not put a stumbling block before somebody who is blind. The plain meaning of blind is simple. A blind person cannot see. Surely none of us would ever dream of chas v'chalila placing something in his path which would cause him to trip and fall. But this commandment has another meaning as well. When the Torah uses the word blind, it does not mean only a person who cannot see. The Torah is talking about any person who cannot see something, meaning he's unknowledgeable in a certain area. Take this for an example. Michael, he is a new Russian student. He has just begun to learn English and needs help with his homework. When it comes to the English language, Michael is like a blind person because he doesn't know how to speak it. Avram offers to help Michael with his homework, but Abraham does not want Michael to get a better mark than him. So Abraham purposely gives Michael the wrong answers. This is exactly what the Torah means when warning us not to place a stumbling block before the blind. One should not knowingly cause a person to fail or do something wrong by giving him bad advice. So we learned a lot of important things. Yesterday we learned about the importance of the Kohen doing teshuvah, and now we learned about a lot of things we can do about being nice to others and not having revenge or a grudge, and how important it is to love others. These are very important lessons for us to learn during Sfirat HaOmer, and tomorrow we're going to learn the second part of this week's Parashat.